How's everyone doing today? It's Lucas. I'm here with Christian Laettner and co-host Christian Salvern. We've got a Duke legend, an NBA All-Star, a member of the Dream Team, gold medalist. Thank you for joining us today. But how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. We just had a fun workout with the varsity boys and looking forward to our 2 camps tomorrow, day before Easter.
Definitely, yeah. So you're a highly decorated player. We already listed some of your accolades. But the first thing I wanted to ask you is what moment in your career are you the most proud of?
Well, I would say I'm most proud of the championships. And the first championship is probably the best one because it was the first time ever. So the championships are the things I'm most proud of. And then obviously my gold medal, that was a lot of fun because I grew up in the mid-'70s, when I was young, you watched Wide World of Sports and you watched the Olympics, and there wasn't so many different things going on. So the Olympics were like a big deal. So to be on the Olympic team and to win a gold medal is just a dream come true.
Yeah, no better feeling than that. Coaching and training the younger generation now, sticking around the game, what have you learned since doing that, and how important is it for you to stay around the game?
I've learned a lot. I've learned that, man, you gotta stay on top of the kids and hold them accountable and teach them the important things of basketball. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, you gotta be patient with them and you gotta have some fun with them. And I just think back to when I was young. I really, really loved the coaches that were really strict on us, but then at the same time made us have fun and made us love basketball. So that's a huge thing to remember. As I go down the lines, you got to make it fun, but at the same time, you can't let them goof around the entire time.
Yeah.
What was the second part of your question?
It's just how important is it for you to stick around the game as the years go on?
I mean, it's so important for me.
Yeah.
I love it. I get so much out of it. I get such a reward from, today, just working out with the 20 varsity kids that I worked out with. When Jaden started practice, he was just going crazy and going too fast and jumping off one foot. And by the end of practice, he was slowing down and doing some things off 2 feet and turning it over less. And so just to get that reward where in the course of an hour and a half, the kids not necessarily playing better, but seeing a different side of the game that he might need to use down the road once he's playing against 20-year-olds and everyone's as fast and quick and powerful as he is.
Yeah.
See, you can get away with things when you're the tallest or the fastest. Mm-hmm. But once you play against everyone where they're all tall and fast and quick and strong, then you gotta go back to some of the old school fundamentals, which slow down, mm-hmm. go off 2 feet, pass and cut, don't dribble all the time. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely.
A question I have for you is, the game has obviously evolved a lot over the years. Do you still find yourself watching a lot of the NBA or college? And if you do, what kind of changes to the game have you liked and what have you not liked about it?
I still watch tons of basketball. I watch tons of college, lots of pros, and I love where the game is right now. Everyone's so skilled. Sure, they're relying on the three-pointer a little too much, but that's what the analytics says to do. But I don't concentrate on that so much. I concentrate on the skills of all the players. You got to remember, when I was young, a teenager in the mid-'80s, everyone wanted to be Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. 6'9" guys that could rebound the ball and push the break and pass it. So that's where the skills were starting to really develop back then, to where even the center can rebound, dribble, pass, and now even the centers are shooting threes. So the skill level on all the 30 years ago, a center did not dribble the ball up the court. Well, now every center in the NBA pretty much can dribble the ball up the court. So I just love the skill level of all the players nowadays, and where the NBA game is. It's just incredible, the skill level. I don't necessarily agree with all the threes, jacking up the threes, but it's a huge part of the game.
Definitely, yeah. They say that everybody hates Christian Laettner. What's the craziest thing that a fan has ever said or done to you?
Well, it's R-rated, that's for sure. The craziest thing is just when they come up to you and swear at you. They say, "I hate you," right to your face, and that's usually like maybe at a bar or something like that.
Of course.
But a lot of things have happened over the years, and sometimes a Kentucky fan walks up and they have UK on their shirt, and they shake my hand and look me in the eyes and they say, "I hate you," and I hated you for a lot, but it was nice meeting you. So that's,
Of course.
when they still say it was nice meeting you and they shake my hand and look me in the face, and you can see it might not be admiration, but there's some level of respect there where they say, "Can't stand you, but nice to meet you."
Definitely, yeah. I've got a buddy named Kyle and his dad. They're Kentucky fans, and his dad, when I told him that I was interviewing you, they said that I needed to boo you because they're still not over the shot. But dealing with all of the hate, especially early in your career, I'm sure it was like mentally draining at times. So how were you able to like cope and like navigate through all of that?
Well, when I was playing, remember there was none of the social media stuff, so it was like a lot easier.
Yeah.
I would hate to be playing now where, I guess on the gambling sites, if like a kid misses a shot, or the people get on there and like yell at him on social media, and that's not cool at all. So I couldn't imagine having to deal with that stuff. The only way I had to deal with it was like in the arenas of the opposing team. Like if we were playing at LSU or at Carolina, the vengeance and the venom of how much they hated you and wanted to beat you, it was incredible, but it was also part of the fun. And you realize that when you go to Duke, you're going to be in that situation a lot. And then it just makes you appreciate it even more when you're playing in Cameron and all the fans are pulling for you.
Of course. The question that I wanted to ask you is, obviously a lot of people knew when you were playing on the Dream Team. Of course, I tell my family, we're going to be talking to you. They're telling their friends, we're going to be talking to you. They're talking about, oh, he was on the Dream Team. You're super excited about that. So surrounded by NBA legends all the time when you were doing that, going on to win the gold medal, obviously the only college kid in that situation. What are some of your fondest memories from the Olympic run?
The fondest memories is winning the gold medal and having my family share the whole experience with me because, like I said, we all grew up doing that. And they all flew over to Monaco and hung out with me when we were in Monaco and then Buenos Aires for the actual game. So that was just a great time. And then to be able to play one-on-one with all those guys that I looked up to, right, like in my teenage years. I mean, so I played one-on-one against Larry Bird and Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan and Patrick Ewing and every guy on the team, and it was just so much fun. I'll never forget the one-on-one and with Larry Bird and Chris Mullin. They were a lot of fun because Bird was hurt a little bit, so sometimes they used me to play one-on-one just to keep him in some type of shape a little bit. So to play one-on-one, like in a gym all by yourself with someone you tried to emulate your game after was something I'll never forget.
Yeah, definitely. Last question I want to ask you is, who's your favorite Duke player of the last 20 years?
There's too many. This thing where everyone asks, pick the one or the best. In today's day and age, it's just too hard.
Yeah.
I mean, can't we just say there's 10 guys that are maybe one of the greatest but everything's the GOAT. They want to know who's the one best, Jordan or LeBron or Wilt Chamberlain or whoever. But it's all silly because everyone's so good. There's too many guys I love playing against in the NBA. Too many amazing players that have come through Duke. But I would say the one that was the neatest for me was probably Zion because my son was like 13 or 14 right when Zion had his 1 year at Duke.
He was loving it.
So he really got into it. He loved Zion, and then that's when he started, Dad. Before then he wasn't saying, Dad, we got to watch the Duke game when it was on TV. Yeah. But when Zion was there, Dad, we got. So it just got another way for me to hang out with my son and watch something awesome on TV. So I would probably say Zion, and there was nothing like a Friday night and it was time to go out and go to the bar and eat dinner and have a beer and watch Zion play and how big that was. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have any more questions?
Well, going back to your playing days, what is your pregame meal? Like your go-to
Okay.
pregame meal?
Yeah, in the NBA days, my go-to pregame meal was probably pasta and steak, or pasta with ground beef and sausage in it, something like that. But definitely a high calorie, high starchy,
Go.
carbohydrate food, and a lot of it. I mean, in the NBA, you're playing so many games, you're playing every day. At the end of my rookie year, I had like 4% body fat, and the doctor was like, "You look, you know." So you're just going so hard and playing so much, you can't possibly eat enough food.
For sure.
So, but in the NBA, a big bowl of spaghetti with meat or a steak, something like that. Those were the
Okay.
days.
Makes sense. Nowadays, do you think you're better at basketball or ping pong?
Neither. I'm bad at all of them now.
Okay.
I can't play ping pong because I can't like bend over anymore,
Okay.
and my knees are falling apart. So my knees are hurting all the time.
Definitely, yeah. Well, I'd like to thank Christian one last time for joining us today. We got those camps tomorrow here at Yorkville Christian High School, and like he said, a few more spots. So if anyone wants to show up,
Bring
thank
them
you
out.
for coming, and bring your kids out, and you'll be able to meet a legend.
Thank you.
Thank